What's going on, NFL fans? This your boy Antoine Smith. Stopping in right quick to give y'all my 3 quick free agent targets for the Atlanta Falcons. Shout out to my boy Willie Doc, man. He wanted to know. He dropped a super chat, and he wanted to know, can Braden Trice or Ozees Ojulari step up? It's possible, but what are free agent targets internally are you looking at for the Atlanta Falcons? Well, Willie Doc, here are 3 guys I think can come and help the Falcons right away. Here's a name that I did an NFL draft profile on some years back. If y'all been rocking with me that long, y'all know I was high on this guy coming out of Penn State. Yetur Gross-Matos is still 28 years old. Former of the Carolina Panthers and the San Francisco 49ers. Spent last year, half of the season on the injured list. First, he was benched because he had a hamstring strain. But that hamstring got worse, and he ended up missing the last 4 games and was put on injury reserve by the San Francisco 49ers. But if you look over his career, man, with the Carolina Panthers and San Francisco 49ers, he had a decent start in Carolina. Started all 17 games in 2022. Ended that season with 54 tackles, 2.5 sacks. He's been a little bit disappointing. 23 and 24, he had a combined 8.5 sacks. Half of what he has total of 17. But I think he can be a key rotational piece if they want to just go out and get somebody to fill the roster. But I think he still has some juice left in the tank. He's still, like I said, 28 years old. But the salary number is very affordable. The market value right now is about 3.5. I think they can get him a little bit under that, and probably about 2.5 to 3 with incentives to push it up to that 3.5. So I think Yetur Gross-Matos could be a nice rotational piece for the Falcons. He can play in a 3-4 defense or outside linebacker. That's what he actually played at Penn State. I think he played more of a defensive end, 4-3 guy in San Francisco. So he can play both schemes, but I think he does fit with the Atlanta Falcons. Here's a name. Former Falcon. Yeah, I said former Falcon. He was just here last year. Played in 15 games, started 15 games. Had 19 tackles, 3.5 sacks, 1 pass breakup. I'm talking about Mr. Leonard Floyd. 10-year veteran, former of the Bears, Rams, Bills, and the 49ers. Now, they paid him $10 million last year, and he did not produce $10 million worth. But what they would be paying for if they bring him back would be a mentor to these young pass rushers, especially James Pierce, who's going to be playing this year. So Leonard Floyd been around for a while, and that mentorship, that's what you're going to be paying for. But before Atlanta last year, he ended up with 19 sacks, with 19 sacks with Buffalo and San Francisco 2 years before that. So he might still have some left in the tank. And I think he's a 3-4 outside linebacker, so he fits the scheme of what they're trying to do. And he knows the coaches, he knows the system. So you would really be paying for familiarity, mentorship, and things of that nature. But Leonard Floyd, I think could come back in a mentor role. But 8.9 million is a bit steep, knowing what he produced at $10 million last year. If they can get him for $6 million with incentives to push up to about 7.5. I think they should go for it. And that's a big if. But yeah, Leonard Floyd to me would be a nice fit back with the Atlanta Falcons. Finally, I'm going Haason Reddick, and I know y'all knew I was going in this direction. He's been around for a good little bit, 9 years in the league. Started off with Arizona, ended up with Carolina and Philly. But the thing with him is, and it's crazy because I said I was going from least to most, but it seems like Leonard Floyd is going to be the most right now. But the former Pro Bowl defensive end Haason Reddick has been very solid throughout his career. He dealt with injuries with the Jets, and he held out with the Jets actually. Played in Tampa last year, 31 tackles, 2.5 sacks in 13 games, 12 starts. But he had a nice run from 2020 all the way up to 2023, where he had double-digit sacks and made 2 Pro Bowls with the Eagles. But what Haason Reddick would you be getting? Would you be getting the Pro Bowl Haason Reddick, or the one the last 2 years that's been a little bit, problematic, and that's a key thing. We don't need that in the locker room. But if we were getting the Haason Reddick that recorded um, damn near 50 sacks in 4 years, I would take that Haason Reddick all day. He fits what they do as a 3-4 outside linebacker. He's also played inside as well. So him being versatile as he is, he fits what the Falcons are gonna do, being versatile with their players. But you know, a guy that's always around the football, 18 forced fumbles in his career, 61 and a half sacks, 455 tackles. So he has the numbers, but like I said, what are we getting? His market value right now is about $5 million, which is very affordable for the Falcons. I could see Haason Reddick being an Atlanta Falcon, but I just want to know which one we get. Now, as far as Vita Vea, I don't think that's going to happen for the Falcons. It would be nice to get that big space eater in the middle of the defense, and that would help the veteran guys, the edge rushers that have to step in, and the middle linebackers. It'll make their job a lot easier and keep this pass rush going in the right direction. But you have to trust what the Falcons have done this offseason with Deshaun Hand coming in, them bringing in other defensive tackles. They just brought in another 310-pound defensive tackle. So, honestly, Vita Vea, I don't think he ends up in Atlanta, but I think Atlanta will pick up the phone and see what the asking price is, because Vita Vea, the toss have stalled. And as $1 YouTuber has said, it's zero chance that he returns to the team, and I actually agree with that. Shout out to James from Mr. Bucks Nation, great podcaster and YouTuber. But Azeez Ojulari and Samson Ebukam definitely have to step up. They're veterans; they know they're going to be counted on. And the good thing about it, Samson Ebukam played for Nate Ollie up in Indianapolis, so he knows exactly what he expects. And Azeez Ojulari comes over from the Giants and put up some decent numbers there. And fell off a little bit last year, but I hope he gets himself back together. But Willie Doc, I hope I answered your question to the best. Thank you for dropping that question, and thank you for always supporting Sports Machine. Truly appreciate you, my guy. But that's all the time I have for this video, man. Drop them comments in the comment box, man. Y'all know how we do it on Sports Machine. This your boy Antoine Smith signing off. I will hot y'all soon, man. Peace.